Start with the GSTR one. So friends, this is the GSTR one format that has been prescribed by the CBC, and as per this format they want the details to be furnished under different tables like taxable outward supply to a registered person, or amendment to these supplies for changes done in any with respect to any of the previous period invoices. So what the intent of the government is that they want to capture the details into different categories like B2B, B2C, and further within B2C they want the bifurcation, B2C, like business to consumer transaction, that is above 2.5 lakh, and it is an interstate supply. So there are different kinds of requirement that we will discuss in details when I take you through that. But before starting that, I'll just tell you the background of this. So friends, the requirement of government is that they want to take the detailed information from you. They want to have line item level information. When I said line item means they want to have complete details, HS and SAC wise details. So if you are able to see here, they're asking the HS and SAC wise information from you. And this HS and SAC means that if you are selling or supplying any goods or services, and there are multiple line items or multiple products that you are selling within a particular invoice, then you need to report all those details as part of the invoice detail. And you need to declare each and everything related to that particular invoice. And the minimum or the bare minimum requirements are that you need to mention the invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, whether it's a goods or service. That goods or service will be identified with respect to the HSN or SCC code that you are mentioning for that line item. And taxable value, IGST rate or amount, CGST rate or amount, SGST rate or amount. So one additional column that is related to cess needs to be added in each and every table that is not there as of now, because the GST Compensation Act came lately after the release of these formats. And POS, that is the place of supply, that it is required when the location of the recipient is different from the place of supply where the goods are delivered. So this is required in order to capture the information for the cases where uh, the goods are supplied to the state which is other than the state of the recipient, in order to do proper distribution of credit. This POS has been asked for. Now this POS will always be invoice wise, it will never be line item wise. While this IGST rate amount, CGST rate amount, or SGST rate amount, these need to be line item wise, but POS will always be invoice wise. And this reverse charge shall always be invoice wise. So POS, reverse charge, tax paid under provisional assessment, these 3 4 flags will always be invoice wise. So these 4 flags are POS, indicative supplier tax reverse charge, or tax on this invoice is paid under provisional assessment. This provisional assessment basically when taxpayer is not able to determine that how the goods are to be classified or services are to be classified in order to apply the rate for a particular HSN SAC. In that case, he will go to the commissioner, and commissioner will uh, pass some order based on which the taxpayer will be able to deposit the tax against those HSN SAC on provisional basis. And when once the final settlement is done, order comes in favor of the taxpayer, in that case he will get the refund of extra amount paid for particular HSN SAC. In case it doesn't comes in the favor of the SSC, in that case he need to pay the tax for the difference if there is an additional liability in case of provisional assessment. And then this last column is for GST of e-commerce operator. So basically this is required when the invoices are related to the suppliers that are done through the e-commerce portals. So this is required so that the government should be able to make out that what total amount of supplies have been made through the e-commerce portal. So all in all, this table is for taxable outward supply to a registered person, and this requires that if the invoice is issued to a GSTN of the recipient which is similar to the GSTN or the first, when I say similar, first two digits of this GSTN, if that are similar to the first two digits of this GSTN, suppose GSTN, as you know that GSTN is a 15 digit number, and first two digits represent the state code. Now the first two digits, if that are similar for this supplier GSTN and recipient GSTN, in that case it will be considered as an intra-state supply, provided the POS value is not there, because POS is required only if different from the location of the recipient, that is the GSTN state code and the place of supply state code. If these are different, then only the POS or the value in this column is required. If these are not different, then this will be blank. So assuming that this is blank, in that case, if this GSTN of 15 digit having the first two digit state code similar to the GSTN of first two digits of this GSTN, in that case it will be intrastate supply, and CGST and SGST along with the cess will be levied on that transaction. In case this GSTN and this GSTN is different, means this GSTN starting from 07 of Delhi and the recipient GSTN is starting from 29, that is of Bangalore or Karnataka. So Delhi to Karnataka supply, it will be considered as intrastate or interstate supply. It's not intrastate, it's interstate, means from one state to another, provided again POS is nil. I am assuming in both cases that POS is null value, no value exists here. IGST will be levied in case there is a transaction from Delhi to Karnataka, that is 07 to 29. First two digits of the GSTN is 07 in this case. Now third case will be, suppose this GSTN is 07 and this GSTN is 07, but there is a place of supply of 29 like Karnataka, K is mentioned in place of supply. In that case, though it was uh, coming out as intrastate transaction when I compare the GSTNs, but because the place of supply is there and place of supply is Karnataka, so what will happen, the IGST will be levied, because the place of supply rules say that if the supplies are made to a different state than the state of the recipient, in that case the tax need to be charged accordingly. So friends, we thank you again for watching our video, and we request you to subscribe our channel in order to be updated on the latest happenings on whatever is going on GST front. Uh, Thank you so much again for your love and support.